Hello and welcome to the final 9 of the 2025 European Disc Golf Festival presented by Coolbet. We are in Tallinn, Estonia. We are thrilled to be here for our third major of the year. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese.
Honk.
Yeah, and it echoes in this huge arena that we get to play in. The Tallinn Song Festival grounds are so cool. This event feels unlike any other major we've ever played. We're watching Kristin, Lätt, Hansen, Silva, Saarinen, and Valerie Mandujano battle it out. We have some competitors on the chase card making moves as well, but right now Kristin with a really nice 5-stroke lead.
Looking comfy in her home country. I mean, for the most part, she actually has missed a couple shorter putts that we're not used to her missing. So
yeah, the nerves are definitely present, but she is playing it nice and safe.
She has a comfortable little buffer, we'll say.
Yep. Let's kick things off with hole 10. One of the easiest par 4s on the course. It played as the easiest hole yesterday and looks like it did again today. It's only 541 feet, but one of the widest fairways we see all day. The wind was nice and blocked as well. So you just have to throw your drive as far as you can. Even if you don't, you can still recover fairly easily to at least get on the putting surface with your second shot. The only place you want to avoid is, of course, out of bounds left and right. And the left side of the landing zone can be pretty blocked by low-hanging tree branches. Ella going to work a forehand here, try to make sure she gets more right on the fairway.
And that's great. Anything past those rocks is in good position. She will be blocked somewhat, but it's short enough that I think she'll have something.
She might even be able to go up the right side.
Totally.
Ella looks like she threw a really low speed disc. I kind of like that play, not really managing the skip. Valerie hyzer flipping something up the middle. She catches some low hanging tree branches and she's short of the desired landing zone in the shade, but she can still throw a distance driver and get up and down for birdie. Kristin taking a little bit longer on her routines.
Yeah.
Really enjoying the moment and breathing through it. And that is a perfect drive.
It really is. Worth the wait. I think the backhand is so difficult to land in the correct spot. Silva turning it just a bit more than you want. Going to catch those rocks, but roll out to a decent spot. She should be able to work a standstill to get up there.
Yeah, you see a lot of tee shots running into those low-hanging branches or rocks over there.
Valerie, a clear enough look at it. She'll probably need one big skip to get all the way there, and she gets it. Maybe 5 or 6 little tiny skips.
That's so good. Right outside the bullseye for birdie and a really great recovery.
Silva far enough away from the rock to work her standstill.
God, look at the speed coming out.
Right?
We never really get that much of a bird's eye view. We were right there in the swing zone.
And you can hear that snap.
What a great shot.
Really like swing zone.
Yeah.
And I think we should utilize that term more.
Let's get these camera guys more into the swing zone.
Yeah. Ella, pretty early out of her hand. She's maybe on circle's edge. Definitely not satisfied with that shot.
Yeah, looks like she was a little bit too pinched. Had some low-hanging tree branches to get around.
Look how far Kristin is able to work a sidearm. We saw the same play from her yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, and look at this control on the standstill shot. That's so good. Ella from just barely outside circle 1.
Putting right at the crowd. A little too high.
And even though that is a confident miss, it does make for a pretty big comeback putt.
Yeah, the 3 words you never want to hear. You're still out.
Yeah. But look at this.
She looks so relieved.
She does. Also a little bit pissed.
Yeah, both simultaneously.
Yep.
Kristin for birdie. Yes.
That looked very comfortable. Right in the middle of the chains. A nice recovery from Valerie Mandujano as well.
Valerie battling hard this round. I believe that one gets her 1 under par.
Silva with a really nice second shot as well, being pinched on that rock. What a birdie.
And also to go 1 under. Still not able to get any on our leader, though. Kristin Lätt charging ahead. Still 5 strokes over Silva.
I think this is when it gets really hard for people in Silva and Ella's position to continue to push because they know they have to do something special to catch Kristin with such a big lead.
Hole 11 is a good one to birdie or maybe even eagle. We haven't seen it, but it is possible, especially if you have a nice big tee shot. It's a very narrow tunnel, and we have seen a lot of OB strokes off the tee. If you can get past that building and kind of in position, I think on the left side of the tunnel to get out, we have seen some big shots get to maybe 100 feet of this right side pin placement. The longer and slightly more difficult pin position of the two. It's, I think, just as easy of a birdie. I think the eagle's harder. Let's see if Holland Hanley can get close.
This
oh wow,
tee
what
shot
a
is
forehand.
incredible.
Oh my.
Wow. Oh my god.
We've seen some ladies get to that path or past it, but usually with a backhand. That's some incredible sidearm power.
And she's going to work almost the exact same angle she did off the tee.
Oh, yes.
She has the nose angle down so the hill helps. And look at this. Is she inside circle 2?
Yes.
Oh my.
We'll call it 14 meters.
Do it.
Give it to her.
Oh my god.
Gosh, we've been calling for it all weekend. Congrats, Holland Hanley. That was sick.
The fact that she did it with forehand is so silly.
Yeah, silly in the best way.
Yeah, it's so impressive.
And in the longer pin position.
Not the way I would have drawn it up.
Yeah.
That is just...
I would have guessed probably backhand, forehand.
I could see distance forehand, distance backhand. I don't know.
Some combo of the 2 shots.
I don't know. That is just incredible. And again, that pin position is 100 feet farther than the other one.
Exactly. Valerie with a nice tee shot there. Kristin gonna overturn her sidearm. I think she'll cut roll and stay safe. And with a good second shot, she could still potentially birdie.
Definitely.
I really like this par 5. So much danger off the tee, but then really scoreable if you land safe.
Ooh, Silva trickling over out of bounds.
No, she
it looks like she's barely safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just trickling
over out of bounds.
Yeah.
I see. Ella with a nice, powerful sidearm. More of just a straight pushing to hyzer shot than Holland's flex.
Wow. With the little roll at the end.
I don't think she'll be quite as lined up down the tunnel, but still an amazing tee shot.
Kristin definitely out of position. This will be a challenging birdie
She
save.
Is the best at this shot, though. At least from getting power from that stance. Dang. From there, I don't know. She might be able to get to circle 2.
Yeah, a little surprised she didn't throw a bit of a safer shot there. It looked like she was going for huge distance. She still wanted that birdie.
Yes. Boom.
Wow.
So much power. This is looking like it's going to park the short pin position, or at least close. A little shorter than I thought, but still phenomenal.
This played as the second easiest hole of the day. And you can see with these incredible drives from our lead card why the birdie is very much in play as long as you are inbounds off the tee.
Big Arm Val maybe going to get down there for a long eagle look.
She is just blowing my mind today.
She's still like 120 feet out.
So cool to see her game shape up like this, though, with huge distance. Kristin still's got to go through that tunnel that we see most of the players throwing their second shot, and this is a huge sidearm.
Mm-hmm. And we're seeing some big shots right now from right where Holland was going from. So just highlighting how amazing Holland's second forehand was. Well, both of them. They're both so good.
Ella really riding that left side.
Nice.
Going to work great. She was a little bit pinched.
And still a little bit to think about here. It's not a gimme approach with those trees and some low-hanging branches. Silva making quick work of it, though.
Yeah, it's kind of a tricky approach. She made that look very easy. It requires a dead straight, kind of slower speed shot. Ella going to try to work a forehand to the green. There's one tree that's kind of in the way. You have to either pick to go in front of it or behind it. Ella doesn't really make the decision, but gets some friendly love off the branches.
Kristin lining up the old trusty harp on the sidearm, little flexing shot. That kind of looked like a bid to me. She doesn't usually put that much height on it.
It was a soft bid.
Looking like she's going to lose a stroke to some of the people chasing her.
Valerie definitely soft bidding this one.
Ella not able to convert the birdie. That is disappointing. Not from me, like for her. She's disappointed.
In the booth, we are never disappointed in Ella. Silva taking another birdie, playing the hole absolutely perfectly. Kristin from just a step outside the bullseye. Oh. Oh. And maybe some nerves in play, maybe just a little bit of a grip lock. She doesn't take her time on the second putt.
Shocked. I'm shocked.
That's not a mistake we see very often on the lead card, especially from someone like Kristin that has a lot of experience collecting her nerves in high pressure situations.
Valerie converting the birdie nicely there. And rare double bogey from Kristin with multiple missed shorter putts.
What a surprising hole for it to happen on as well.
Yeah, perhaps just flustered to be out of position. We'll never know, but only 2 strokes separating. Whoa, that's a 3-stroke swing right there.
Wow. Moving into one of the more difficult par 4s of the day, it's very easy to find yourself out of position on the second shot here. In order to get into a great landing zone, you have to push that OB on the right side a little bit, or if you have a bigger arm, you are able to kind of punch something straight up the gut and get past all the trees where you're blocked. It's on the past few days, we have seen a lot of our lead card competitors go far enough that they make this hole look very simple.
Yeah.
But the tee shot is really what sets the pace for the rest of the hole in a big way.
Valerie coming off a turkey, working the flip up, punching nice and straight. If that gets up and over the wall, yeah, she's far enough where I think the low ceiling won't be a huge challenge to get to the pin.
Especially not for the angle master.
That is a really good title. Should we call her an angler? Like a fisher?
Oh my God. Love this shot from Silva. We had a little bit of a tailwind here. I like that she's really trusting that disc.
And that's a good spot to land, especially if you have a sidearm, but Silva can work the Anheuser backhand so well that she should be able to get a look.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a scary shot because it could be slightly blind when you're farther right on the fairway. Like we're going to see both Ella and...
No!
Wow. That got a little drop at the end. I thought that was well enough safe.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I wonder how far back she's going to have to take that. I don't know if she'll be able to save par. Ooh, wow.
Beautiful.
That's, I think, the best tee shot we've seen on this hole.
Yeah, that was so low and linear and punchy, kind of like maybe a little angry drive. We love to see it.
Harness the anger.
Ella trying her best to get that forehand up to the green. She'll be somewhere around circle 2.
It's a great shot from where she was.
Here's Silva with kind of her back to the hole. It's almost like a little bit of a patent pending shot. The scary thing here is if your disc cut rolls, you can easily find OB left or, oh no.
Oh. And it's fine.
Thankfully, she fluffed that enough that it doesn't find the OB, but just a tiny bit more power. And she is way out of putting range to save the par.
Dang. Valerie far enough where it's a very achievable upshot, but having to work around this tree and the low ceiling.
And she's not going to get up and over the wall onto the putting surface. Kristin with such a good drive here. She's got a little forehand chip shot to this pretty wide open green.
Leaves it pretty short. And we don't usually see her mess those forehand chip shots up.
The out of bounds is right past the basket, and maybe she was a little fearful of potentially sailing one over the pin.
I don't know.
Into OB.
It does just seem like nerves.
Yeah.
From here, well, I mean, we'll never know, but we are technically paid to speculate, and it sure looks like nerves.
Ella not quite able to save the par. She's going to have to settle for a bogey here on the 12th.
And this would be a big conversion. Kristin just laying up. Whoa. I mean, it's smart. Wow. You just laying up from inside the circle is not something you see unless it's on a hill or for the win.
Just from Kristin in general, I feel like we often talk about her having ice in her veins.
Ice melted.
Yeah. Major in the home country.
And I mean, she didn't need that one.
No.
But it would have, would have been nice to get another stroke. It's interesting.
It looks like she's kind of playing damage control more than the course here.
Yeah. And that's not what we're used to seeing from her. Valerie moving ahead up to 4th, Holland in solo 3rd.
We are here. We are one. We will fight. We will fall. We will prevail. From the fjords of Norway to the shores of Spain, from the fire of Iceland to the hope of Ukraine, 30 countries, one voice. Go Europe.
Hole 13, the downhill par 3. We saw Henna birdie earlier. She absolutely parked it, which is so rare. 410 feet and very constrained with these light poles on the right. Forgot what those were called. They're street lights. And the OB line over there. The big arms aren't really thinking about the left side OB too much. I mean, if you saw it off, you can find it. But for the most part, you're thinking about how much can you push that right side with the headwind. It can be tricky to control your angle. And it just takes a huge shot to get inside the circle here.
Yeah. A player like Valerie is worried about Heiser flipping that disc straight out of bounds, and unfortunately that is what's going to happen. The players that can't just throw a straight line 400 feet, this is a very, very difficult hole.
Yeah.
There's not really a way to necessarily even play it safe.
No. Unless you throw it like really low and straight.
Yep, right on the ground.
For like 300 feet tops.
Yeah.
It's funny how many people hit that rock.
Mm-hmm. It's right in the landing zone.
A good shot from Silva
yes.
for at least a par.
Silva does a great job at managing the angles in the wind.
Be interesting to see what Kristin does here. That's a nice aggressive tee shot.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Well, she's looking confident off the tee
Sure
still.
is.
That is so good.
Ella with so much power here.
And Kristin really taking this moment to use the abilities that not every player in the field has.
True. Yeah, it's easy to see her lay up a inside the circle putt and be like, what is she doing?
Yeah. But then she just comes up and
pipes
throws,
it.
yeah,
I'll shut up.
410 feet. I got no more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Valerie kind of uncharacteristically leaving this one out wide to the right. Your brain gets a little scrambled here because all these walls, you're kind of trying to figure out, how am I going to get my disc back?
It is hard to get out and over there.
Yeah.
I bet someone grabbed it for her.
Silva with a long putt for birdie here. Deep in circle 2.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's big with Kristin just outside the bullseye.
We were talking about ice in her veins, but God.
Yes.
I didn't. Oh. Never count Silva out
Never.
on the putting green. That was from 50 feet.
Yeah, her putting green is bigger than most as well.
50 feet looked like 150.
All right.
Yes.
Ella not to be outdone.
Ooh, I like that little strut into the
Me
green.
too.
She's like, heck yeah.
Huh. No one gonna big putt me. Valerie looking to save her bogey.
Nice. That's tough to do when you're just slightly out of position and you know this can turn into a double so fast.
And finally to Kristin's drive, one of the best we've seen besides Henna's. Maintaining her 2-stroke lead.
Kristin, one of only 8 birdies on hole 13 today out of 29 competitors. That is huge.
Man, that's crazy that Silva made that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that many holes left. To keep it within 2, it's a big deal. Keeps the pressure on Kristin.
And we do not have a hole flyover here on hole 14. No drones allowed in this area, right near a military area. So we'll just talk you through as we play it. Silva going to be top of the box here on the tie for the 3rd most difficult hole. This one is hard for FPO in general. There's a bunch of different ways to attack. Silva going to try to go dead straight as far as possible and really open up the straight shot on the 2nd. Kristin, the past few days, we've seen her with a little bit more of a hyzer angle here. It opens up a forehand to the green.
Huge shot. That's like a little bit more power than we've seen from her in previous days. She's going big off the tee.
The 2nd shot can be a little scary here for the forehand player because you do have to put it out of bounds before you get to the green. And the last third of the hole, the OB pinches to what, 40 feet, 50 feet?
Narrow.
It's so tight as
Probably
you enter
50.
circle 2.
Mm-hmm. Ella, it's funny. It looks like she didn't even throw it that hard. It looked very controlled, and she's still way up there in the prime landing zone.
Ella's so good at putting spin on the disc.
Valerie with a little tiny flip up. Nice looking shot, but does catch one of the final guardian trees on the fairway. She's going to be out of position for birdie, but par is a good score on this hole.
And this hole, really 8 people alive on the first day, but like Valerie is doing right here, everyone has kind of learned to take your medicine once you're out of position and just chip something up to these trees. Silva.
She could go for it.
She definitely could.
Looks like she's lining it up the forehand gap, which carries the OB.
Yeah, she is. She struggled with this shot 2 holes ago. Couldn't quite get the turn on it.
Oh, I think she... Oh my gosh, she did it. Wow. That is... No one else is going backhand from there.
No, and that was definitely not the turn she wanted. Thankfully, she's going to be sitting right on the OB line. Here's Ella with that forehand gap.
Oh, she's looking at them all duck in unison. Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh. On the cage for Ella Hansen after scaring everybody in the gallery.
Look at them all ducking. Like, it's like a little mini wave of ducking. Look at them all. That is my favorite replay I've ever seen.
That's one of the shots of the tournament.
Absolutely.
From Ella Hansen. Kristin lining up the similar gap that we just saw Ella going for. This one's a little bit lower.
A little less scary for the crowd.
And perfect skip management onto the green. That's over OB just a little bit too far for me.
Right?
Like, oh my goodness.
Man, these are some insanely good approach shots on one of the most difficult holes on the weekend.
Yeah. These are incredible. Only 5 players got to circle 1 in regulation.
We see 3.
And we see 3 of them on our lead card today.
Amazing.
With very high level shots.
Silva's is especially impressive. You do not see anybody going backhand up that gap. And again, to keep pace with Kristin, who is parked.
She's from 30 feet just inside the circle.
Boom. Man. After the front 9, I was kind of thinking, Kristin's got it, cruise control. But it's exciting.
Yeah, Silva is coming in like a freight train.
And a nice par conversion from Val after being out of position off the tee. Man, that crowd ducking thing just tickles me. I loved it so much.
Yeah. It's incredible that we just saw 3 birdies here. And in a moment when it really matters, Kristin had to throw that forehand after watching Silva with that super impressive backhand.
So far, 5 down is the hot round of the day from Henna Boomers. Hole 15, another birdieable par 4, only 541 feet, but the only water hazard on the course. You want to get out of this tunnel as far as you can and not too far left or right because you don't want to be obstructed on the second shot where you're carrying the water the whole way, and you got to pick one of these little gaps, make sure you get over the wall, and you don't really want to blast it too far past the basket either. So lots of different challenges on this one, and you are definitely thinking birdie. You only have to get out of the tunnel. Those 2 trees, I don't know how to describe them. You just have to get past the final 2 trees by maybe 30 or 40 feet to be thinking you're going across.
That comes out early. Trees. Oh, no. That comes out really early. It's going to be decision time for Silva.
That's just far enough away where... that's risky.
And the fact that she's behind the tree.
Yeah.
Who did we watch yesterday go over from there?
Ooh.
We watched one of the competitors yesterday go from that far out and still get across, but Silva is tucked behind the trees.
Oh.
Kristin flirting with the OB line deep and being that far right on the fairway, she may not have a line across that you are comfortable going with. With the forehand, it's harder for me to say, but she's pretty far pinched to the right of the fairway.
I don't know. She was pinched left yesterday and still went for it. And
that was Kristin. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I think there was someone else who was on that tree, and Kristin was also pinched and also made it.
Yeah.
Boy, my poor memory.
We watch a lot of golf shots. If you guys...
Was it Missy?
It was Missy.
It was Missy.
It was Missy. Yes, Missy.
Yeah, because it was really impressive, and then Kristin followed it up with an equally impressive shot. Really... Oh, she's way out of position.
Yeah,
this is a layup.
Definitely. And this medicine tastes probably pretty bad for Silva right now.
So bitter.
Yeah.
Ella, definitely not as far as you want. This is probably about, 325 feet easily?
Yeah, I feel like this is one of the farthest shots we've watched Ella throw today. She put her whole body into it, and she is across on the putting surface in circle 2.
Yeah, well done from there. Valerie, in a better spot, can kind of throw more of a hyzer out right, but goes right at it. Ooh, come on.
Oh, no. Catches the low-hanging tree branches and drops early.
Bummer. Oh, Kristin also out of position.
Yeah,
Okay. I didn't realize she was right behind the Mando tree.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 30 feet back from there. She could have maybe tried to get something turning or a forehand. Okay. All right.
So both Silva and Kristin going to have to settle for at best a par here. This
Game
is still
on.
a tough shot.
It really is.
Silva coming in high
Okay.
and
Okay.
very fortunate to land on the safe side of the ropes there. Those branches can be very mean.
She'll still make a putt for her par.
Kristin going to go up the left side. I think this is the more difficult side, but she manages it really well.
And Kristin doing such a good job of putting it close, not having to mess around with any kind of putting difficulties. Valerie going backhand on the third after trying to go across. Fourth, sorry.
Ella from deep in circle 2 after a really impressive shot across the water.
Oh,
did that hit the bottom of the basket?
That's like almost a Jomez. Look at her face.
I kind of want to see that again because it looked like it hit the bottom of the pan and came out.
It really looked like it was going to ring it in. Wow. Speaking of ringing it in.
Silva making the testers look like they're no big deal.
She's great at tests. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. That is not a great sign. That's a pretty short putt.
She's looked a little tentative all day today on the green, especially with the short putts.
Wow, one stroke game.
We saw one of the hardest holes to play on the course. Hole 17 always is in the top 3.
And at this point, Silva looking more confident out there than Kristin, though. Kristin is confident off the tee.
Yeah, and that's really important going into the next 3 holes. Tee shots are huge.
Holland Hanley in a tie for third with Ella. 5 down through 16.
This 312-foot hole plays more like 340 or 350. The low ceiling and the fact that you have to hit a tunnel before you can open up your shot a little bit more forces a lot of players to try to flip something up, but you see most shots landing here short in circle 2, or when they do play more aggressive, you find those low-hanging tree branches. Not a lot of players getting to circle 1 in regulation here, and you see a lot of very big tester putts from circle 2. There was a lot of wind on this green and fairway today. We have a pretty much straight headwind.
That looks so good. Get up. Wow.
And Silva is within comfortable range. She always looks very at ease on elevated baskets as well.
Man, that's huge.
Ella watching the flags. The wind was very gusty here, sometimes getting up to 10 miles per hour.
Ooh, early, and hopefully that's just barely stays in. Another huge pressure-filled moment. And Kristin rises to the challenge with a solid tee shot, but a very long putt. And that's where most good shots land.
Yep.
So just highlighting how good Silva's is. Ooh, I love this too. Come on, come on. I thought it was going to fade just a little bit more, but it's a great shot.
Yeah, trying to throw a flippy disc up this fairway is very scary in the conditions. Ella with a challenging approach shot.
And it's so easy to leave this one just a little short. And this is our only elevated pin all day. It can make for some tough putting. We saw some troubles here from lead card yesterday. Kristin, I think that's a smart layup.
Yeah, I agree. This is when you should be only running damage control. Silva, though, within range for the birdie.
And she hasn't missed one of those
No.
all day. Maybe ever in her life. Valerie giving it a really powerful run.
Yeah, she had a tailwind, so she said green light. I love that.
A little bit of a scary putt coming back, though. No problem. Respect.
She always looks so composed, but I just wonder what's happening inside. Here's Ella to save the par. Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I like to imagine little inside-out characters.
Yes.
In the head and see what they'd be doing. And this is to tie it up with only 2 to play. No problem. And that's going to be a little stressful for Kristin. Silva not missing a single putt all day. Whew. Wow.
So we're about to play the hole 17. It's a mirror of the earlier tunnel hole. This one is uphill instead of downhill. We watched Kristin have no problem getting down onto the putting surface on that hole. Silva also very much in her wheelhouse. So it's hard. Yeah, it's hard not to let nerves take control though on this type of shot. I mean, look at it.
You just look at it, and it looks narrower when you are standing there. Got to make the double mandatory. If you don't, another difficult drop zone. I think the fairway maybe feels a little friendlier, but if you catch any of these trees, you're most likely kicking out of bounds. Most good shots land just before this little pathway and maybe skip up and over. Another one, just kind of a theme, honestly, of this course we're finding. Circle 1 is truly so difficult.
This one, I think it feels easier. The OB is a little bit wider, but also the fact that you have to throw it uphill forces you to sometimes lose a little bit of control. Silva barely missing those trees on the left side and throwing one of the best shots we will see on this hole all weekend.
And that's what you have to do both on 8 and 17. You have to get a little risky to get that close. And I mean, I would bet... let's say $100 that she's going to make that putt.
Yeah.
Don't take it. Don't take the bet.
I won't take the
I can't
bet.
spare it. Ella going to find out of bounds after missing them, or after passing the mandatory.
Kristin with that left to right crosswind. Oh my gosh, a really good looking shot. She's going to catch the one tree to miss on the right side of the green.
That had all the power to get there. Ooh, I'm stressed for her. Valerie pushing the right-hand side, catching a tree, and classic kicks OB.
This hole played so difficult all weekend. It was the only place on the course where there was a consistent wind, and it was the worst direction, left to right. Ella, yeah, going to really show the underside of her disc to that wind, but thankfully it checks up in time.
Valerie left with a tricky approach.
So good.
Yeah, she made that look easy. All right. That looks good. A really strong effort.
Yeah, 50 feet. It's a lot of ground to cover when you're playing for the first major title in your home country. Really clutch putt from Ella Hansen.
Okay, you can take the bet if you want.
We'll split it.
What does that mean? We each get $50.
Yeah, that's how bets work. And Silva taking a birdie on hole 17 right now is...
that's everything.
She's 1 of 5 today, and...
Whoa. Man, that kind of just... Oh my gosh. This is a nightmare. That's a nightmare. And not how you want to see it play out. I mean, that...
I can only guess. Kristin, we know Kristin's been dealing with a broken toe She's in pain every round that she plays, and I'm sure like it's just unfortunate timing that she's dealing with that during the first major ever in her home country. I know it wears on her. Again, I've been hammering the case home that all the European players we're watching this is their 5th week in a row playing, if they did both of the Norwegian Pro Tour events as well. So this looks like a classic case of maybe just a little bit too much disc golf for a little too long with a little too many injuries. It sucks to see.
It does.
It kind of come down to this moment for it to all pile up. This is where we end it. Hole 18. I don't want to watch anymore. Very happy for Silva. I mean, what incredible play coming down the stretch. Look at all those birdies. Her back nine has been unbelievable.
Well, and to birdie there, you just want it to be within one stroke going into 18. You want Kristin to make that, of course, and have it be another pressure-filled moment. I mean, it still takes some concentration here. Silva needs to get this in bounds to take pressure off and cruise to the victory.
Absolutely.
But it's like a different kind of pressure. Like, you don't want to watch your competitor crumble.
No. And we talked about it in the front nine, how difficult it is to stay in it when you're 5 strokes back, 6 strokes back. And that's what Silva's done.
Yeah.
Oh, she juices that one a little bit, almost finds OB deep, but she is safe. She's on the putting surface.
And Silva really flipping the script here, where she kind of lost it by giving up strokes previously, now able to really come in clutch in the final moments of this event.
Yeah, she never gave up, even when the margin was really big.
And her back nine is unbelievable. Nice shot from Ella. A solid showing.
Oh, man. Valerie putting this disc so high in the air. The wind not helping as much as she would like, but she has crawled over.
Squeaked it over.
What a great showing from Valerie this weekend.
Man. That looks great. Nothing but respect for Kristin Lätt here in the booth.
Oh, look at this.
Gorgeous tee shot.
The pressure's kind of off. And she just throws the tee shot of a lifetime here on 18.
Mad respect for the ability to do that.
Valerie with a frustrating back nine, but what a great showing. And what a strong finish going into Worlds. Silva doesn't have to.
Gives it a little run, maybe. Wow. Look at that back nine. 6 down for Silva. And I do still think that Silva won it more than Kristin lost it, but
yeah,
it's just not the story you hope for. And what a fight from Kristin Lätt.
Oh, I'm just speechless right now.
Yeah, well, congrats to Silva Saarinen on her first major victory.
Well deserved, really. One of the most impressive back nines we've ever seen.
Wow.
I have been just dreaming about this, so hard to say yet, but of course it's my biggest win so far. I would say my C2s have felt good for whole weekend, but I still didn't make much of those. But today I made that one, and maybe it was the most important. it's amazing to have World Championships first time ever in Europe and in Finland, and I'm excited to play there.
One more time for your champion, Silva Saarinen.
We know Silva will get better and better at spraying champagne. She's going to have a lot of practice in her long career.
The award ceremony presentation was awesome. The podium, the champagne, it really felt like a big deal. Thanks to everyone who came out to spectate. Thank you for watching at home. What a victory from Silva Saarinen with an unbelievable back nine, especially after a slow start.
Erika already started to shout it out, but this tournament staff has been incredible. They had hundreds of enthusiastic volunteers out there working on the course day in and day out. Just shout out to the Estonian disc golf team. It is incredible what you guys are doing here,
yes,
and how quickly you kind of came on to the scene and have really leveled it up. Big shout out to Silva Saarinen, and
we hope Kristin Lätt heals up soon.
Yeah, we have only one off week before we head right into the World Championships in Finland. We're going to all jump on the ferry across the Gulf of Finland and compete on two of the most storied courses in Europe.
And congrats to Ella Hansen for the third place finish as well. Podium at a major's huge.
Yes, thank you again to the Founders Club. Thanks to all the staff, media, everyone that worked really hard this week on what is hopefully one of our regular events in the future. Let's wrap things up. This is it. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the Two Hot Geese.
Honk.
Honk.
Get up on my body, know it truly, I feel fine. Get up, watch your body, and I feel that sunshine. Get up on my body, know it truly, I feel fine.